Hi guys, so my friends want to know like my labor room experience, my pregnancy experience, what happened, and yeah, so how what happened. I'm just gonna be sharing how my pregnancy experience with my last baby. She's like 10 months, so I'm gonna be sharing everything with you guys. I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm not trying to, I'm just trying to be truthful to get you prepared for having a baby. So back to when I was pregnant. From the first week, I started spitting. So one of my videos, I shared like what to do when you're pregnant and how to prevent you from spitting, like what to put in your mouth. So that wasn't a problem. I wasn't even scared of that one at all. But from the first week to when my baby dropped, I was spitting throughout that pregnancy. Like I always had something in my mouth to prevent me from spitting or from irritating everybody around me. So back to when I had my first son, apart from spitting, I didn't really have any issues. Apart from, you won't be able to lie down on your tummy, you have to lie on your side. So I had issues lying down on my right side, so I had to lie on my left side all the time. Because each time I lie on my right side, it was painful. So instead of hurting the baby, I had to just, manage my left side till when I had my baby. So back to when I had that was the only issue I had. So back to when it was time for me to go to no back to when had my first scan. So on the first scan, let's say I was due to have my baby like in 4 months time. So I didn't really have a scan. I didn't have any issues. So this next scan was due to like maybe when I was 2 months close to having the baby. So when I had the scan, what I saw on it was my baby was going to be due in another 5 months. So I was not confused, like what's happening. And I had another one. It took me back again, like I was going to have my baby in 6 months. So I was telling them, no, this is not when I knew when I got pregnant. My baby is supposed to come in 3 months. But they said my baby was due in 5 months. So I was, going back and forth arguing and telling them that no, this is not right, this is right. But sometimes we as mothers, we need to trust our instincts. So yeah, so I had another scan. So it was the gynecologist saw that the baby was almost due, like in 2 months. So that's how I started going for scan, getting treatment, and so back to when I was like it was mainly like 2 or 3 weeks, and so I felt like my baby was not moving properly. So I told the doctor my baby's not moving properly. Like I can't feel her move normally, but because she's a strong baby, she's a moving baby. She was always moving, always kicking, always telling me that oh I'm here. So I felt like she was not moving. So I went to the hospital. I told the doctor about it, and he told me to come for a scan in the evening. So I came back for a scan. The scan was to show if the baby was going to be in my tummy for a week, if she was going to be alive or dead. So they checked and they said, oh, your baby can last for a week in your tummy. But I wasn't still comfortable, and he told me to come back. So I think when I came back for the other scan, I was supposed to be induced the fourth day or so. So when I came back the next day for another scan, not it wasn't a scan, and it was something that I was placed on the bed for about 20 minutes without moving. I think it was a sound or something to check if the baby was going to be, if she was going to be, if she was going to be alive for the next 1 week. That's what he told me. So I was going to be on the bed for 20 minutes without moving for them to check. So I was there and they did the scan or sound, whatever it is. And he told me the baby was okay, but I kept on telling him my baby wasn't moving properly, and he said okay. So when I was supposed to come the next morning, so the doctor was going to induce me. So before that next morning, when I went home, I slept, and I think I woke up like 6. I started feeling pain. It was strange. This is not like the normal pain. Mind you, my first baby I wasn't used. So this she didn't come until I was induced. So this one I started feeling one kind of weird pain that I've never felt before. So I told my husband that I'm feeling one kind of pain. Can I get a pen and paper? Let me just because he said you need to be. So I got a pen and paper. So let's say I started having the pain by 7, and it took like the next one came about 8. Let's say 8. So then the other pain came about 8, let's say 8, served the 8, let's say 8:20. The next one came 8:15. The next one. So when it got to 5 minutes, I started checking. I was like 5 minutes. I'm like, oh, this is labor, and he said, oh, so should we go to the hospital? So based on what I've heard, like, no, I don't want to go to the hospital early. I want the labor to, to be very strong before I can go. So I want the pain to be very strong. And I kept on having this very strong pain. Like I've never felt this pain before. It's mad. It's really painful. And when the pain starts, it's like there's a hot stone on your leg. You need to drop it. So I was feeling pain. My first baby is 3 years. She was really confused. My husband was confused. My sister was not in the house. It was just my friend and my husband. They were all confused. And I kept on calling my mom. I was calling my sister. They were telling him, no, do this to her, rub her back, take her to the hospital, give her water, don't do this to her, don't do this to her. So everybody was confused. My daughter was crying. My husband was confused. My friend, she was confused. So my husband said, it's time to take you to the hospital. I'm like, no, I don't want to go to the hospital. Yes, let's wait a little bit. Let's wait for about 20 or an hour before going. So he kept on persuading me, and I'm like, okay, let's go. So he's like, where's your hospital bag? Where's this? I got everything. I was still moving, no. I was moving, I was working. The pain was there, but I could move. And when the pain comes, I just have to sit for a while. Then after the pain disappears, then I go get something that I needed to get. So when we got to the hospital, I was immediately, the baby was closed after the doctor checked. So I was downstairs. So after checking, they said like, oh, she needs to go up immediately. So I was taken to the labor room, and I could feel that the baby was pushing. Okay, so my first baby, I had her in London. So when the baby was pushing, she wanted to come out. The nurses in there was telling me, oh, don't push, just lie down, close your legs. I'm like, she wants to come out, and I'm not the one doing it. She's pushing, and she's like, no, don't push, close your legs. So I was literally confused. Should I listen to them or should I do what I want? So at this point, I'm like, I'm not listening to them. So when the baby started pushing very well with that serious pain, I started pushing, and then they were standing and staring at me when the baby came out. So when they saw her head, they ran and came like, oh. There were just two in there. She's like, oh, call the doctor, the baby's out. So before the baby came out, I called my husband. I'm like, can you call the doctor for me? The baby's coming. And so I started screaming. He was like asking them, should I call the doctor? She's like, no, the baby's not coming, just relax. I'm like, go and call the doctor for me. So before he left, the baby was already pushing her way out. So immediately her head was out. They saw that the cord was round her neck. Mothers, please and please trust your instincts. The cord was round her neck. Like if I didn't have her that day, I think she was going to die. She wasn't going to make it, because it was choking her already, because she was not moving. She was so weak when she came out. It was choking her. So immediately when they saw her head, they were like, oh, the cord is round her neck. Give me a scissors, give me a razor. So I could hear her, and I could even see by myself. I had strength, so I could see the baby. I was like, God, please save my baby. That was the only thing I was saying. God, please save my baby. I don't want her to die, because I could feel like, I could see that she was not crying, she was not moving. I can see the nurses hitting her, they were slapping her, they were hitting her really hard, but she wasn't moving. And I was just there. I was in pain, but I was at the same time praying and saying that, God, please save my baby. I don't want her to die. Like I was literally praying, but I told myself that, oh, so this is why she wasn't moving, because of the cord. So after hitting her, after so much pressure, and she started crying, I'm like, oh, now I can relax. So I had like a very big cut, because she was very big. So after she was okay, they took her, they was taking care, she was being taken care of, and it was now me, my turn. So so when the doctor came, she saw that I had like a very big tear, and she's like, oh, we need to stitch you. I'm like, is it going to be painful? And I say, yeah, it's going to be painful, but we're going to give you like injections. But the injection is not going to stop anything. I was literally feeling the pain, the fresh pain. So it was, so they was teaching me. Oh my God, I was crying, but I just wanted to, just relax. I just wanted them to finish so I can just rest, so I can hold my baby, so I can see everybody. So after they were done, so I was just telling the doctor, no, the doctor was telling me, oh, you were right, actually, the cord was around her neck. So next time, just trust your instinct. Make sure when the baby's not moving, come to the hospital quick, tell us about it. I'm like, yeah, I came. That's why I had all those scan and all those tests. And yeah, so baby was doing fine. I was fine. After the stitch, I went back to my room. It was the stitch is really painful. Like I couldn't. So after stitching it, I wanted to urinate. They said I needed to use the pipe. I'm like, why? I can urinate myself. They're like, oh, you need a pipe. And that's the first time I was, that's the first time I've seen that in my life. I've never seen it before. So, so I wanted to, pee, but I needed to be very slow, like, because there was a pipe in there. Like that's another pain for another day. I don't want to even talk about it. So the pain was really mad that I had to use the pipe to pee, and I had to like. So normally you can pee for like a minute. I had to take like 5 minutes to pee because I needed to be slow, so I don't hurt myself in the process. I felt like pulling the pipe or the bag, whatever it is, out of me, but because of myself, because of the baby, I needed to just be calm, and my mom was there, so I peed with the pipe till like the next day, and they took it off. So after, when you have like a tear, they'll tell you when you're urinating, just put a little disinfectant in the water. You can get a tissue. So after urinating, just use the disinfectant in the water to clean up. Guys, guess what happened to me after I came home like the next day? So I was bathing. I got disinfectant. I think it was a mistake. I put like a whole cover in it, water, and so I wanted to clean up after urinating. That's how I used the whole of. I think I don't know if I used the water to clean up. So that was the beginning of my problem. I was literally crying. I had fun. I had everything in my bum blowing. It took like, I think I slept off, and I discovered I slept off, and I woke up. The pain wasn't there anymore. So just be careful with disinfectants. So we came back home, and baby was fine, mother was fine, everybody was fine. So it was time for the immunization. I think I went back to the hospital after like 3 days to check the baby, her weight, then immunization. Then yeah, everybody was doing really fine. The baby was fine. So basically, pregnancy was easy for me, and childbirth was easy but painful. So let me tell you about labor, guys. Let me just explain how it is. You know that labor pain. No delivery is easy. No delivery is everything is painful about delivery, about childbirth. If they tell you C-section is painful, normal delivery is painful. All of them is painful. So the normal delivery is like you're having like a hot stone on your leg that you need to drop immediately. You know when there's like a hot stone in your palm, you're not free until you drop the stone. Okay, that's how normal delivery is. You just need to push out the baby so you can be fine. And after pushing out the baby, trust me, you'll be okay. You'll be fine. Don't let nobody deceive you. Delivery, pregnancy is painful, but you can do it. Childbirth is painful, but you can do it, and it's worth it. Having a baby is worth it because it's not easy, but as a mother, what can we do? So guys, thank you for watching. I don't even know what to say. I'm becoming too emotional, so I need to stop here. So I need to stop here, guys. So thank you for watching. I love you. Bye.